Hi anyone, I'm Berkle, and welcome to another episode of me playing Minecraft on the Skyfall SMP. Previously, we made these villager statues to end off the episode from our bartering farm episode. So these guys are a cool commemoration for the villagers that we started off our town with. But I think we could do a little better than some statues to make them feel more at home, because right now they're in a very temporary spot, ask me. So I've been doing some terraining and stuff just to kind of get a lay of the land. I don't want to really do the land too much until I have more of the buildings that connect to it, just so things connect better in my head. It's not the best way to do it, but it's the way I'm doing. So we're going to do it together. So we got these guys. These are the villagers and the temporary farms I've had since the beginning. Like day one, this is what I made. This is the thing that started it all. So with these guys, they're gonna have to be moved and like figured out where they can go in the town hall to have their breeder, and then all these guys are gonna need to have buildings for them to live in at some point. So I think it's gonna be time to start working on our villagers and their homes. I think it's time for them. They deserve this, I think. So for today, we're gonna focus on our town hall. I think that is a good thing to focus on, and that's going to go right in this area. It's going to be kind of big, so like in this plot, and we'll have to have some sort of parking area for them. I think these are all the things you got to think about when you're building somewhat realistically with no knowledge of what's going on. Realistic architecture. But no matter what, we can say we're trying, we're building, and we're having a good time. So what I want to do first, though, is kind of put some finishing touches on this area, because it's been pretty barren for a while, at least this street. So I want to add some trees to here to like break apart the view of this house, just because it's been a blank wall forever, and those trees will help a lot. So yeah, let's build some trees.
Rain down on my trees and grow. Yes, fertilize the soil beneath and let the branches spry. Yeah, I built 5 trees, and I think it really helped with like at least this road kind of feeling more part of the area, because it just kind of felt like it was in a creative world, and I'm just building. So it kind of it feels more real. Definitely just feels flattened. I kind of want to add something to make it feel a little less flat in some areas. I think that would just be more like logs being buried beneath. So like something like this down. I could add that in the future. But I think I'm kind of treed out. And it is time for the main part, the main event of the episode. And that is the town hall. That's going to go right over here. Bang, 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 in this plot across from here. So it's going to be pretty big, and it's going to be where we have our villager breeder, which is that inside of. So it's going to move, but we're not going to move it quite yet. We're going to just start building, because it's going to go a little higher than this, because it's some stairs up to it and stuff. So I'm only going to move it when we have to, and I don't think we have to move any of these guys yet. So it's going to be a little wonky for a while, just how everything is. Just like over here, it's a little wonky, but we'll get it done. Mark my words, we'll finish these cliffs and everything else that we need to do. But yeah, it's time to start on the town hall. All our dirt's in. I decided to just tear out that old the villager breeder. That's the word. Just because it felt like it was too in the way. We put a couple guys in that box over there, and they're fine. I left all the villagers that already have their jobs down there. I'll just keep them down there for now. But
the next step is to start with the building itself. So we need a foundation, which we're going to use. Where's my foundation? Stone is my foundation block. And then for the walls, I'm going to be using bricks and quartz. So those are going to be my like core colors. So the brick with the red with the brick, and then the quartz would be like contrast to it. So, and I'm also going for like a modern colonial vibe. So we'll see how it goes. I hope you guys like it. But yeah, let's start off with the foundation. Okay, the foundation is in. We have the shape of our building, and you kind of get the premise of what's going on. We got a couple rectangles, or we have 3 main rectangles that are connected together. This will be like a entrance way from like a park, and then this will be like some art gallery and bathrooms, and this is where like the community can use the things that they need. This will just be the main entrance, and then here would be some offices. And then here is where the debate and the town hallness comes into play. So this will be like a stage. So for the rest of the building, we have interior walls as well. I like to use terracotta as interior walls just because it looks kind of like plaster. Like it has some texture to it. So yeah, I think I'm going to just do the interior walls first and then kind of show you that without the exterior on it. And then I'll show you the exterior after that. Okay, so the interior walls are all done. The way I do this is pretty much just make like a floor plan with the interior walls once I make a foundation of the shape the building I want to do. So I'll do like the floor plan or the foundation of like the shapes that I want to make into the building, and then I'll do the floor plan of the walls inside that I want to do on top of that. Usually I start with the interior walls and then I do the exterior walls after that, figure out where I need to like connect things, and then it's pretty simple from then on. You just need to figure out where the heights need to go. So that's where you need to figure out the front of the building. So I guess that's what we do next. It's just the exterior wall. The building's done. Yeah, the building itself is done. Not everything about it is done, but it's pretty cool. I enjoy everything I've done so far with it. When I first originally started designing this building, it was just a square box basically with the same like color scheme, kind of the same shapes with the columns and stuff, but I didn't have any like secondary shapes to it. It was just one rectangle and then with this front jut out, and that was really it because I didn't add any like secondary entrances because I was like, I don't love this yet. So I decided to go with multiple rectangles rather than just kind of one big rectangle, because it was pretty much just over to like here, and then that was it. But so we went with the 3 rectangles, which we kind of went over earlier when we were doing the foundation. And then when we went to the facade here, the front face, we went with a stepping motion. So that kind of leads your eyes up to the middle of the building. So that's what we want to do, is lead your eyes to the middle where the staircase is, to the entrance. And where we have our city colors, the RGB. Then we have the bell tower where everything is kind of focused for, where like it rings if something happens and whatnot. So I'm really happy with the shape of the bell tower and the shape of the front of the like the triangle, how there's multiple shapes to it. So there's the stepping down and then there's this triangle slope. So having the different shapes allows for the eyes to be have multiple things to view at different times. So you want to go by it in different ways if you're viewing it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the exterior. I will say it's a little plain at some points with the walls, but you're gonna have that, and we'll just cover that up with trees pretty much. That's the plan. And I might put some sort of banner art here just so you'll have some sort of colorfulness to view from the outside. Other than that, it's pretty cool from the outside, but there's not so much else going on. So let's go inside. We already talked about what was gonna kind of happen with the rooms, so let's go to the left first where we have our art gallery. Here we have some plain paintings, just some paintings. Then over here we have our ally ship Rainbow, because we are allies in New Berkland. Then over here we have all the shapes of the amethyst, so all the 4 different sizes. And then some more artwork here, the different gems that you could get in the game, and some mob heads. But yeah, that's pretty much all the artwork. And over here we have a couple bathrooms. They're pretty much the same, just mirrored. And some water fountains, because over here would be a park entrance, which we'll do in the future. Let's see, let's jump to the other side. We have the city maps, so this will be expanding, and I think we might just have to like get rid of this plant eventually when we keep going and going. Or we might make like an actual map building, who knows what we'll do, but that's a future thing. But this is the map. Yeah, I like kind of looking at the map all the time. It's just my little hobby. Over here we have some offices, nothing going on in here, just a chest and I put some bookshelves in this one just to do something, but nothing really going on. Some more paintings. And let's see, that's it for the side rooms. Then we have the main hall. Yeah, this is where like this town has functions, so you could do like plays, you could do debates, you could do anything that you really want to put on for the town. You do it over here. Some paintings, some other like couches and stuff. Let's see, up here this takes us to the balcony area where it's pretty plain, but it does what it needs to do. It just allows people to have more viewing access of the stage. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the main hall of the town hall. Let's see, over here we have a side hall, similar, just another couch. Let me take a quick nap. Nappy poo, nappy time. Okay, so yeah, this is that window that I want to put some banners over here, and then let's cross the way to over here. Yeah, and these are the offices over there, another exit. And over here we have the backstage, another couch for people to sit and wait for until they need to go out. And then we have a little bit of a jukebox for things to go off. But you have also me with my secret doors. Mwahaha. We press that button, and then we go down here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, this is where I want to put my villager breeder and some villager conversion stuff. So that's gonna be where I put it, over in this corner. But this door that I made here, when you press the button, it jumps out, it catches you. It made me feel much smarter than I was a few months ago when I first started making content on the server, because my second episode was a sheep farm over here, and the door I made was so much more complex, at least in like how it looks, like what's going on here with everything comparatively to what is happening over here. It's kind of ridiculous. Like how much more simple I made it. I know there were some parameters of like spacing and stuff that I needed to have enough space, and like I put the timer way further down, but like look at how simple this is comparatively. Yeah, it's a repeater reading the button. It goes up to unpower all of the pistons, that opens the door, and then on a 4-tick delay it bounces you up. That's pretty much the extent of it. And then for the one to go down, it's just on a timer to extend the door being open. So this is just a redstone pulse extender. So it's comparators just going in a circle, and that extends it. This basement is going to be where we do our villager breeding, and that's what I'm going to be working on now. You ever get the feeling that you're being watched? like there's this giant head floating about, just ready to command your every like will and being. Well, I do get that feeling sometimes. Just that, like, I have a friend watching over me, you know? Apparently, Soda decided to make something watching over me while I was building the villager breeder and stuff. So let's see what's going on with this. It's a cool head. Let's see. Stand right next to it and go pre-cam. Yeah, this is his head, or their head. And wearing a crown with their normal bandana and stuff. Let's see what's inside. I'm going to assume there's something inside. There's a box. There's a box. Let's see what's inside the box. What's in the box? Ooh, I'd say this is a nice, very nice present. Things I need, things I don't have good access to. These and this, and technically these flowers I don't have easy access to, and the axolotl. The rest of the stuff is nice as well. So let's just keep it all together. Let's just make it nice and pretty, and we'll take this here. What we'll do for now is just leave the head of Soda watching over our city, because you never know what might happen, and it might be useful to get some insight every once in a while, you know? But yeah, this is the update to the villager hall, or the villager breeder area. I added some trees. I added a front to the building, just so it's not so bland. We're going to work more on that area in the future, just because I need to dig this out, and I don't feel like doing that right now. So I'm doing other things. But yeah, this is the views that you get as you're walking along the sidewalk. I need to work on lighting and stuff, but it's not all finished, but we're getting there. I got some really tall trees here. That would signify that they're old and they're a little thicker than normal. Got to sleep. Time to sleep. Almost time to sleep. But yeah, so we have these tall trees, so they're pretty cool. We have a few parking lot spots in the front that I could fill up with cars. Then we have our entrance that was pretty much the same as before, but we got a water fountain in the front. Some benches for people to sit at as they're walking by if they need to. And just some stray cats just chilling. Yeah, that's it for the exterior that I've updated. That's not all I've done outside. I guess we could finish off showing off outside. I've done the unthinkable. I've done the cliffs. At least the stone part of the cliffs. I'll do the texturing in the future, maybe. But I'm happy enough with just the stone part of it, like, being done. Like, it makes me very content just to have that done. I would like to do some, at least, like a transition from this type of stone to this stone where it's just kind of more bland. But, that will still be a future thing. I also added another tree here. I'm not super happy with it. I need to add a little more leafage to it. But it's nice. It's not, I'm not like upset by it. But yeah, that's all the other updates that I've done outside. Then let's go. Oh, I also made this staircase. I guess that's part of it. I'm working with it. I'm not exactly happy with this either, but I need to add more trees out here, and that will make it feel better. So I'm not gonna say it's done, but well, nothing's ever done here in New Berkle. We're always moving, always innovating. Let's go see the villager breeder that I made. It is a little form over function, or function over form, sorry. So like we do have a little bit of form to it with the coloration and stuff, but it is pretty much just do your job. And yeah, so these guys are in here collecting the carrots, and whenever they have enough carrots to share with one another and they feel like it, then they'll share their carrots, throwing it back and forth, and then they'll be like, okay, we're happy friends that we can share carrots with. So let's make a baby, because there's 3 beds here. We need 3 people to fill those beds. So they make a baby, and the baby always wants to jump on the bed because they're a little nuisance. And they'll run to jump on the bed, but they'll fall into that hole right there, which will bring them over to this little water elevator. But since this is a wall, it should wait for them to be adults before they swim up, but they can jump up here when they're babies still. I could work on that, but it's not really a big deal because they're pretty much all adults when they come into this 1x1. I put them into a 1x1 just so I don't ever overflow the server just with too many villagers, because like if you put them into a 2x2, then that's 100 villagers rather than 25. And if you need more than 25 villagers at a time, I don't know what you're doing. You could figure out something else to do. But yeah, the way it works is you put minecarts in here and you press this button and a villager gets picked up. So you can give them a job. I don't really have too many jobs in here right now, but just there you go. There's a job. I should put some emeralds in here because that would make things a lot easier. Let me grab some emeralds. All right, so we have some emeralds. Let's just trade them up for now. You really only need to do one trade and then you're locked in. So that he won't ever change being a cleric. Now, he's always going to be a cleric. And that is cool. That's what we want. So now we just press this button. We can remove this because he's always going to be a cleric. And then if we want him to become like zombified, so his pricing becomes cheaper, like this gold, we just click this and then we get out of the view of the zombie and he's going to start attacking the villager in a second. There we go. Boom. Okay, so it's that simple, and then you press this button, and he's gonna get sent off. Let me make sure he's there. So he's in a spot, and once he's in a spot, you just kind of flick this lever so it goes off to the next one. We could make this more automatic, but I don't know. It works fine for me. I'm not working too many villagers at a time. And so now he is ready and waiting to be changed back to a normal villager. But I like to do them 3 at a time just so I'm not wasting too many of the splash potions. But we'll just do 1 for now. No biggie. So yeah, this guy, he will be sitting there. He'll have a couple friends when I normally do this. And you just splash a weakness potion on him. And you go like that with the golden apple. So he ate the golden apple and he starts shivering. So it takes like 5 minutes for him to convert back. But then once he converts back, then his prices will drop. So he's converted. Now his prices drop. But I might want to convert him a few more times just to make his prices stay lower for longer. So I would want to send him back around to the zombie to get converted again. So you just make sure that you stay flicked here. And in some cases you don't need to, but then you just flick button. Well, you need to flick the rest of them. So now he's just going to go along. And I think, yeah, he's good to go back to the zombie. And I put the face down, or the glass down, so he can't really see him. So he shouldn't start hitting him. I've had experiences where he does, but it's no big deal. You just don't leave him here if you don't want him to get hit. But yeah, that's the extent of the villager breeder. And then I'm going to send him down this way. This is where I put all the other villagers that I had here previously into this chamber. Yeah. That brings us to the end of the episode. I enjoyed the heck out of building this building. It allowed me to change my thoughts on like what the architecture could be like, as well as like what is the goal of my designing. Like what did I want in a build? Where did I need to have it? And like how can I accomplish all my goals? So that really helped me understand like that's what I want in a build. So it was fun and it was functional in the end with what we needed. It might not have been like the form and function together, but in the end we had our form and our function. So that's pretty cool. It's not quite done to the extent that I want it to be, but I definitely will get it there in the future. So once again, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you like the build, hit like. So stay safe. Have a good one.